Hello children, again I am your master and I am here with Merchant of Venice once again, and I shall continue Act 3 Scene 1, the second phase of this scene. In my first video I taught you till line number 24, and now I am going to start from line number 25, okay, where the Shylock enters. So without wasting even a single minute, I will start now, okay. Enter Shylock. So Shylock enters. As I told you, in this scene, Shylock is very upset, very angry in his mood because his daughter Jessica has eloped with a Christian man. That is why he is upset. And here already Celerino and Celanio are present in this scene, and when Shylock enters, then Celerino asks to Shylock. In what manner he asks? How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants? That means Celerino asking the same question to Shylock, that Shylock, do you have any news? Do you have some news about the merchants from a stock exchange? Any merchant news do you have? Shylock is already angry, upset, and he says, you knew none so well as you of my daughter's flight. He is saying that I am already upset. You should not ask me like this silly question that about the news of the merchant, okay? Because already I am upset because of my daughter flight. My daughter was flight. Why? Actually, the mean is that the same thing he is explaining, that his daughter Jessica has cheated him, okay. Jessica has not only eloped with a Christian man, but she has stolen some money. She has actually taken away some money, some jewels from his own father's house. That is why Shylock is upset, okay. Not only that his daughter has gone, but his daughter has taken away some money, some jewels, okay, from Shylock. And Shylock is a greedy person. Shylock is a money-minded person. Actually, he desires to earn more and more money in the life. So that is why money is all in all for Shylock, okay. In this Merchant of Venice, we find that Shylock gave more importance to money than his daughter, okay. So he is saying that I am upset because my daughter's flight. That means my daughter has gone. Celerino, that's certain. I for my part knew the tailor that made the wings she flew withal. That means Celerino is teasing to Shylock and saying, yes, Shylock, it is certain. That means in my part I know already that your daughter has what? The bird was flat. That actually your daughter has gone. And I know that person, that tailor, who has made the dress, okay, a dress of a boy for not only Jessica but Lorenzo also. Children, did you remember that in Jessica's planning, what was the Jessica's planning for her elopement? She has planned that she will elope, okay, in a disguise of a boy. In a disguise of a boy. That means in disguisement of a boy she want to elope. Because why? Because no one can recognize her that she is Jessica, otherwise she would be captured, okay. So according to the planning, according to the implementation of the planning, it is compulsory that Celerino is saying that I know that tailor who has made the uniform as of a boy for Jessica and Lorenzo. Is it right? For their successful elopement, which they have done. So now Celenio sings second side, and Shylock for his own part knew the bird was fledged. He is saying, I also know that the bird means Jessica. Jessica has eloped, Jessica has gone. The bird has flown away. Then it is a complexion of them all the leave the dam. That means it is very shameful deed which Jessica has done. It is a shameful deed which she has done, and it is very shameful thing for his own parents, for his father, for his mother also. That mother who fed Jessica, who brought up Jessica, who looked after Jessica, okay, till she grows up. But now she has grown up, so she has eloped. In this way, actually, Shylock also knows that. Now she has grown up and she has taken her own decision. So Shylock is saying she is damned for it. Shylock is also cursing that she is that for his own daughter, the Jessica, she is damned for it, what she has done. Salavino is saying that is certain, if the devil may be her judge. Indirectly, Salavino is saying, calling devil to whom? To Shylock. He is saying if her father is like a devil, if your father is like Shylock, then the daughter cannot do a good act. Definitely, the daughter will also do the shameful act what she has done. Shylock is saying, my own flesh and blood rebel to me. That means my own flesh and blood means he is saying my own daughter has cheated me. Salavino, there is a more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. That means Salavino is saying no, you cannot. Salavino is saying to Shylock, no, you cannot compare yourself with your daughter, because there's a big difference between your daughter and you, Shylock. As like what? As like jet and ivory. These two objects are there. Jet is black and ivory is white. So jet is black. Black color is a symbol of curse and darkness, okay, and it refers to Shylock. And ivory is in white color. That white color is a symbol of peace, so it addresses to Jessica, because Jessica in her character is better than her father, okay. She is good girl, because why? Because she is kind hearted and she isn't always in the favor of Christian courtesy. That is why she has taken decision that she will marry with a Christian named Lorenzo, okay. So he's saying there's no comparison between you and your daughter Jessica, like jet and ivory, more between your blood than there is between red wine and Rhenish wine. Red wine, children, I told you, red wine is a cheap, low cost wine, okay. And Rhenish wine is expensive white color German wine, okay. So the actually white color German wine, which is expensive, this is the character of Jessica. It refers to Jessica because she has a good character, she has a good nature, okay. But the cheap and low cost wine, red wine, it refers to Shylock. So now, but tell us, do you hear whether Antonio have had any loss at sea or no? At the end of her speech, Salavino is asking, Salavino is saying that Shylock, do you know any news about the Antonio? That whether he has lost, any loss of Antonio occurred? Do you know about this? Any news about Antonio? So Shylock is saying, as soon as Shylock heard about the Antonio's loss, Shylock is saying, there I have another bad match. That means he is saying this is a bad match, means actually match means transaction he is talking about, okay. It is a bad match. This was already he is upset, okay. And the second side, now he remained tensionized always because of Antonio in the Merchant of Venice. Because from the very beginning, Antonio, according to him, according to Shylock thinks that Antonio tried to make headers, okay, on his way always. That is why the Antonio is a great enemy for Shylock. That is why he's saying it is another bad match, a bankrupt, a prodigal. Prodigal in Merchant of Venice, actually this word refers to Bassanio in the beginning, okay. You remember Bassanio waste more money on the fashion, okay, to impress what? Portia, okay. But now here prodigal word Shylock is using for Antonio. Prodigal means spendthrift, the one who wastes too much money. Who dare scarce show his head on the Rialto? That means he used to come earlier in Rialto, that means in stock exchange, okay, with a lot of dignity. Clear? He always tried to show his dignity. Who's saying? Shylock is saying. And a beggar now. Beggar means now he has become beggar because he has lost a big ship, okay, which is full of the rich cargo, as I told you in the beginning of the scene. So he's saying, let him look to his bond. Shylock is very happy and he's saying, now this is the time that let him look to his bond. Now it is the time I will show this bond which he has signed, that if he will not be able to pay the debt, okay, on the given time, then Shylock will take 1 pound of flesh from the any part of his body. So he's saying now the right time has come to show his bond. He was wont to lend money for the Christian courtesy. Now he has become beggar. Now he has faced a great loss. That is why he cannot show the Christian courtesy as earlier. Let him look to his bond. Again, he's emphasized this sentence. He's saying, now let him look to his bond. Salavino saying, why I'm sure, if he forfeit, though will not take his flesh, what's that good for? He's saying, if I'm sure that this kind of forfeit, this kind of sum, this kind of penalty, 1 pound of flesh, okay, you will not take his flesh. Means he's saying to Shylock, you will not take his flesh. This is not a, it is not a legal, it is not a legal penalty. It is not a such kind of useful, means kind of a meaningful penalty. Is that right? You can take money, you can take double amount of money and thrice, okay, twice, 10 times more, but you cannot take the penalty. You cannot take 1 pound of flesh as penalty. Okay, so what's good for that? What's good for that? He's asking, what is the use of this penalty, Shylock? If you take 1 pound of flesh, what will you do with such penalty? Shylock is saying, to bait fish withal. It is a very important line, children. Be attentive. To bait fish withal, if it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. That means, okay, if Shylock flesh will be useless. Actually, here Merchant of Venice, Shylock earlier talks about some meat like beef, mutton, okay, this kind of flesh people used to eat, but the human flesh is waste. Nobody would like to eat. So he's saying, okay, if his flesh will be waste for me, then I will feed my fishes. Actually, in those days, when the people used to go fishing, then they use some worm, some small insect, okay, in that hook to capture the fish. So he's saying, okay, that 1 pound of flesh will be useful for me when I capture the fish. Okay, so that is why he's saying, to bait the fish withal, it will feed nothing. That means it will feed nothing, that it will not be useful in any case. It will feed my revenge. That means if I have revenge, that means if I have a feeling, then it will be useful for me, because I want to kill. Actually, intentionally, Shylock want to kill Antonio. Okay, Shylock want to sweep away the biggest heddle on his way. That heddle is Antonio. He hath disgraced me. He's saying he has insulted me many times and hindered me 500,000. Because of him, I have lost 500,000. Laughed at my losses. He always laugh when I face any loss. Mocked at my gains, and when the Shylock profited, that time he used to make fun of him. Okay, he used to laugh. Scorn my nation. Nation means tribe, Jewish tribe. Shylock belonged to Jewish tribe, so he's saying, Antonio earlier used to hate my tribe as Jew. Okay, thought my bargains, he interfered my dealings, cooled my friends. That means he always indifferentiate my friends from me. Okay, then hated my enemies. He tried to provoke my enemies against of me. Okay, and what is his reason? What the reason behind this? I am a Jew. That means I am a Jew only. That is why he has done all this thing. Then he has given very logical statements. Okay, I am a Jew. that he's saying, hath not a Jew eyes, hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions. Means all these things the Jew also have as the other human being, as Christian people. So why Antonio has done all this thing against of me earlier? He is saying, fed with the same food, Jew also take the same food as the Christian people take. Okay, hurt with the same weapon. Hurt with the same weapon means he is saying hurt with the same weapon. If we hurt with the weapon, then that blood will come out. We will actually the Jew will hurt. Is it right? In the same way as Christian people. And he is saying, subject to the same disease, Jew will sometimes have a same disease as the other people have, as the Christian people will have disease sometimes, and healed by the same means. That means, and the same treatment for the same disease given to the Jew as it will be given to Christian people. So actually Shylock is saying that there is no difference between the lifestyle of the Jew and lifestyle of the Christian. So why Antonio has done this kind of, why Antonio has insulted me a lot, why Antonio has disdained me a lot earlier? Because I am a Jew. Okay, so he is saying cooled by the same winter and the same summer. That means he is saying there is the same impact, okay, on the Jew of what, of the season, like winter and summer. In the same way as the Christian people will feel the same winter and summer, okay, all the season, as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? Now, very fine example, very fine sentence he is giving. He is saying, if you prick us, do we not bleed? Blood will not come out. As human being, as any creature, okay. So he is saying, if you tickle us, do we not laugh? Tickling means with Gudana, is that right? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? Of course we will laugh. He mean to say that. Then, if you poison us, do we not die? If somebody give the poison to the Jew, then the Jew is not mortal. The Jew is not immortal. The Jew is not immortal, and he is saying that Jew will die if you give us poison. Okay. So, if you wrong us, shall we not take revenge? That means he is saying, in the same manner, if you disturb us, if you torture us always, if any Christian torture the Jew, then in the same manner, Jew will also react. The Jew will also take revenge and do against of the Christian. Okay. If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, in the same manner, if any Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? That means he is asking to Christian, obviously. He is asking that if any Jew torture Christian, then what Christian people will do? Christian people will react in the same manner. He will reply. He will do against. He will do something against. Okay. He will take some step. He will take revenge. Is it right? So in the same manner, he is saying, if a Christian wrong a Jew, yes, if the Jew wrong Christian, what is his humility? Only revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, then what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why only taking revenge? Is it right? Clear? Means to go on a path of enmity only. This is the option only. Okay. The villainy you teach me, in the same manner, he concluded, so Antonio, what villainy? Actually, you have made me villain, Antonio. He is saying, Antonio and the Christian people have made Shylock a villain. Okay, is it right? So that villainy you teach me, I will execute. If you have made me villain, so there is no my mistake. I will show my act of as a villain. I will execute. And it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. That means, of course, it will be hard, but I will better do instruction. That means I will go ahead. Okay, children. So in this way, this speech is very important in Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 1. Okay. So line number 70 till 75 I have completed. Now suddenly enters a servant and this is the third phase, this is the third part of this scene start. Got it? So this scene I will send you in my next video. Okay, this is my second video. You take advantage of this. Clear? Until then, bye. Be happy and have a good time. Thank you.